Welcome back to the Bruce Bolt podcast, where we talk with baseball's best and brightest. I'm your host, Chris Hall. I'm joined by founder and CEO of Bruce Bolt, Bear Mayer. Bear, glad to have you here.
Chris, thanks for having me, man.
As always, you know you're always welcome because you're the boss and you own this thing. Anyway, we have a special guest with us, owner and star player and captain and Hall of Famer for the Nashville Dollys, Ben Montalbano. We're glad that you're here, my friend. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm also the bullpen catcher.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You do it. You do it all. You do it all. Ben.
Guy's a stud.
Ben, we want to know about Sandlot baseball. You know, I mean, when I hear Sandlot, I think about the movie from the 90s. You know, You're Killing Me, Smalls. I mean, I think about that whole thing. But we want to know about Sandlot, the Sandlot Revolution, what you guys have been doing at the Nashville Dollys and all of that. But before we get into all that, we want to know about you, man. We want to know about you. Ben, tell us, man, where are you from? What was it like growing up? How did you get into baseball? Give us Ben's origin story.
Yeah. Well, I grew up in Central Illinois in a small town about, an hour and a half south of Chicago. And I describe my childhood and kind of adolescence as just, I was always outside. I was always doing things, super active. That was like baseball in the spring, summer, and fall, along with tennis. Loved tennis. It was hiking, it was camping, football in the fall, basketball in the winter. Also, music was a big part of my life. I actually went on to study classical music for my undergrad and grad school. But yeah, growing up was just so active, just really fond memories of being outside. Loved playing baseball. It's what all my friends did, So that's kind of a typical adventurous American.
And Ben, when did you fall in love with baseball, or was baseball, what was your first love as far as sports growing up and such, and how did that come to be?
I mean, it's so hard to go back to the first memory. It was just so integrated into and what you did. It was just like, if you liked playing sports or if you liked being active, it was just community baseball. Like right when you were 4 or 5, my dad was my little league coach. My best friend's dad was also a little league coach. Don't think they knew how to play baseball really, but that was just, that's just what they did.
That's awesome.
I'm still unpacking that. I'm still having guys like tweak my swing at the age of 32, but it was just something I loved. And I never, it was before AAU and really competitive youth baseball, but it was just fun. It's just what you did with your friends. And I grew up playing catcher. And so it was just, I remember catching my different friends, and it was just really fun. So I don't have a first memory of baseball. I remember I was on the Braves. That was my team, and we had like light blue uniforms. So, and I think we won the championship, but there are only 4 other teams in our that little league.
Still counts.
Yeah,
still counts.
So that's what baseball was like for me. I would say, like, growing up, it was kind of the number one sport. We were kind of Cubs fans, and the reason why I say kind of, it was just on. Like later, I grew to become a really diehard Cubs fan. I'm actually in Chicago right now, visiting some family. Hope the weather holds and I can go to the Cubs game tonight, because
there we go.
Wrigley Field's a special place.
Hearing Ben talks, it reminds me of Brett Phillips and his whole baseball is fun and that whole theme and ethos.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that everybody should have this experience growing up. I think, maybe I'm old school, but at least I want this for my own kids. I want them from a young age to enjoy the actual game of sport, playing on a team, having friends, not having the weight of the world on their shoulders from the age of 5 to become the best gymnast or the best, whatever from that age. I feel like this experience of actually having fun in the game, it has to be there, and it probably affected you long after Ben. I just feel like it's a crucial experience for every baseball player.
No, it is. I feel like any athlete, if they feel like they don't love it at some point and they feel like they're getting forced over.
Yeah.
The second you feel like you're getting forced to do something and you feel like it's a job, it's not cool anymore.
Not cool, for sure.
That's why as a parent, I'm just like gonna stay way back. I'm like, you do you. If you want help, I'm here. But like,
have a pair of those Brett Phillips gloves. They're absolutely incredible, and they're kind of Dolly's colors, so they're awesome.
There we go.
Hey, that's true. They are kind of Dolly's colors, aren't they?
They're the perfect, because we have these retro jerseys that are and kind of shades of light blue. So when we wear the retros, they're like Astro style retros. The Brett Phillips gloves have to be on. It's just Sandlot is also, we'll get into it, but Sandlot is also about looking good. So
I like I like that. Now, Ben, I have a little bone to pick here. A little bone to pick here because I saw there was an epic photo of you online. I mean, I think that it was taken from when the Nashville Dollys came and visited and played at the Long Time. The
this is
Long
true.
Time. That's what it's called, right? I mean, this
The
is
long time.
Sandlot's Mecca.
It is.
You guys are out there playing. There's an epic shot of you. I don't know what you did. You probably just crushed a 3-run homer or something like that. I mean, I didn't want to bring it out into the public here, but I guess I am now. You were not wearing Bruce Bolt batting gloves at that time.
Podcast over.
I've just, I want to keep doing this episode. I mean, is that?
I don't know if I want to.
But what you're saying is true. You guys weren't wearing the retro jerseys at the time, I don't think. And so maybe, the Brett Phillips, maybe that just wasn't the move as far as the colorway is concerned at
It's
that
still
time.
inexcusable. You also have to understand that when I'm playing, I'm the most ADD person ever. So I have three different pair of batting gloves.
Come on.
So it's just whatever one I can find, that they just float around. But
I love that.
I will say the package that they come in is so perfect because those Rawlings that I have are so crusty and disgusting. You keep the Bruce Bolts in the package. Batting gloves get so gross. They get so gross, but not my Bruce Bolts. They stay because I actually put them in the package.
I just want to make it clear for our audience that we didn't actually pay Ben to say that.
We did
just
not.
now. We
There was
did
no
not.
payment.
There was no payment made. We didn't solicit that. We didn't talk about that beforehand, but I am for sure going to clip this and use it in an ad afterwards. So
Please do.
appreciate your cooperation there, Ben.
Yeah,
And
that was great.
I have to say this, bro, whoever did the Nashville Dollys branding, the hats, the gear, those retro jerseys, fire, my guy. Those are so nice.
Is that y'all's game hat that you're wearing?
Oh yeah. This is our game day wool cap. You can see
That's incredible. Has Dolly Parton seen that yet?
Unverified she has. Let's see.
So she hasn't come out to see any games or anything like that?
Unfortunately not, but
I mean, she has a whole team named after her.
She does. Well, she's just like the perfect person to name a baseball team after, especially when you're in Nashville. I just had the idea when we started the team. It's just, you don't really take yourself too seriously. I love Dolly. I mean, truly every single person can get behind Dolly Parton
For sure.
And I'm not the actual designer, but I have a pretty strong idea about what concepts I want to pursue. And so I sent it over to my close friend who's an incredible designer. And this is the first take home run.
Wow.
Yeah. But we do have one of our players, her design team, her actual wardrobe team. And so we sent their wardrobe team a bunch of our merch and they said they loved it. So we can't verify Dolly saw it, but in my mind,
there's a good chance
she loves it.
And she hasn't reached out to you guys to come and play a concert or anything?
She has not yet, but we're going to work
ridiculous.
on that.
Come on, Dolly.
I think I can just, see it in the future there. I mean, there in the Nashville Sound Stadium, isn't it the Sound it's got that great guitar kind of scoreboard?
Yeah.
Nashville Sound Stadium, Nashville Dollys are headlining. Dolly, she's going to do her part and have a concert afterward with fireworks
throughout the first pitch.
I think it's just meant to be,
Oh, I mean, I've literally had that dream. So I really want that. I really want
it. If I were you, Ben, I love your outlook here. If I were you, I would probably have just been hoping not to receive a cease and desist. Like, hey, I'm Dolly Parton. You can't be the Nashville Dollys. But I love your vision here, and I think that's the future. I think that's the future. Her throwing out the first pitch.
I do too. I used to have C&D anxiety, but it is tampered down. I think we try to do a lot of charitable work. So a portion of our proceeds, they go to Dolly's Imagination Library charity. And usually once we'll do a fundraiser. Last year we did a fundraiser. We raised $6,000 for, they're trying to build a field for special needs folks here in Nashville. So that's what we're trying to do. So I try to do a lot of charitable work because any notoriety that we've ever received is really just because Dolly is incredible and we like the design. So
that's awesome. Reminds me of, kind of core core principles of what we do at Bruce Bolts. We talk about being better, be better.
Mm.
Of course, that means being better on the field, but it also means being better in your preparation, in your personal life, and becoming a
Mm.
better person. It starts with, making your bed. It starts with respecting your parents and also doing good for the community. So I love that
Yeah.
you bring this out about the charity work that the Nashville Dollys are doing.
Yeah, and that's where I'd really like to grow the brand. I'm trying to grow it to be a brand that's a little more about kind of inclusivity and also just anyone can play the game at any age of life, any skill level, and I think that's kind of a concept that Dolly can get behind. So my goal is to really grow the brand so that it can really function more as a nonprofit. But we're not there yet. But that's where I'd really like to take it.
That's awesome.
I think that's a great idea, Ben. And I think Dolly should get behind this. I think we should send this to Dolly.
We should send this to Dolly.
I think Dolly will see it. And I think Dolly
she
will
will.
give you a call. And I think Dolly will join the team. How great would that be if Dolly Parton joined the team? She didn't just get behind it, she joined the team.
She becomes a Dolly.
Dolly the
I
Dolly.
might pass away. If Dolly was in the Dolly the Dolly, just imagining her in the dugout or her up at in the box taking hacks.
And of course, if and when that happens, she's got to be rocking the Bolts. I mean, I think it's only fair, now that we've kind of birthed this moment here together, that's going to happen in the future. It's only fair.
All the sleeves, the gear, gloves, everything. Pink.
Maybe she should get a tattoo.
You have the pink gloves, so we're good.
All
That's
right.
perfect.
Now, Ben, tell us more about Sandlot baseball. What is Sandlot? I mean, like I said before, I think of that movie. When I hear that word, I have such good memories of that movie, The Sandlot, growing up. I mean, to me, that was baseball, and that was the experience that every kid should have. Bear, have you ever seen The Sandlot?
Are you actually asking?
I mean, I didn't, it's from a long time ago.
It doesn't matter how. That's like part of being a baseball player. You can't not see the Sandlot.
Now that you've said that, my respect for you has just grown that much more.
Thank
I didn't know that it could, but it did.
Thank you.
Just now.
That's
since you said that.
That's like playing football and not seeing Remember the Titans. I mean,
yeah, you got to.
Yeah, it's a segue.
That being said, when I'm hearing about the Nashville Dollys and Sandlot baseball, what I'm thinking is happening is a grown-up version of that movie. It's like all the neighborhood kids, they've grown up, a couple decades older, but still coming together. Everybody's welcome, all ages and stages, having a great time. But bring us into what is Sandlot baseball. Give us the 30,000-foot view and what's going on.
Well, I mean, that's not too far from the truth. I mean, honestly, we have some people on the Dollies that have played, AAA baseball, and we have some like me. I didn't play high school baseball. I would like to think I can actually catch a fly ball on smalls. So I think, no judgment to those that can't. The way I describe Sandlot, and it's funny because so many people have asked me, and normally it's a rambling answer, but fun for fun's sake. It's baseball for baseball's sake. It's really Americana. It's about vibes. It's kind of about looking better than you're going to play, and that's okay. It's like seeing a 6-4-3 double play is like a miracle. Like when that happens, it's like someone hit a grand slam. So and actually I had someone describe it to me when I was describing it to them. They said, "Oh, it's like a subreddit," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's it." It's really hard to describe, but when you go out, you just kind of you just understand. You're like, okay, this is different. It's kind of an alternative option to those that don't want to play in a men's wood bat league, because I think wood bat league or kind of, your men's league, it's still about competition. I think that's really the difference. So it's, yes, I always want to win. Like the Dollys always want to win, and fun playing baseball is really, our North Star when we're playing. So that's how it's.
So yeah, that was kind of my next question. It's like, how serious is it compared to like a men's? Because I know men's league can get pretty serious.
Fights break out and such.
I mean, just some serious baseball. It's all the guys who, they should have made it if they didn't tear their ACL or something like that. Like Sandlot.
And I don't want to dunk. Yeah, I don't want to disparage that type of baseball, the men's league thing, but that just seems so foreign to me. Like getting really upset about something that's actually really, really angry, or getting mad at another team. It's not, the baseball's good. There are times when it's really competitive and I really want to win, but that's not what's driving my boat, if that makes sense. Sometimes it can get a little chippy, but I mean, But then most of the time it's really just people, just having fun. We know everyone on the other side at this point. We're all joking around. We're chirping our own guys. And we're just having a blast. It's like I've seen those men's leagues and it gets really competitive and really tense. That just seems silly to me, to be honest, but I get it.
This is exactly what I pick up. I learned one of my friends, he not only plays Sandlot baseball, he plays for two different teams at Sandlot baseball. He's got the South Austin Lovejoys. I mean, not that I'm bringing up other teams here, I mean, we're here for the Nashville Dollys. But anyway, he also plays for the North Austin Space Cowboys. And this is what I get from him, is that the community, the fun, it's such a good time that even though he's got, a wife and kids, and he's got a pretty high pressure job and all, he still finds the time. He loves to get out and play baseball. And to me, this is a wonderful aspect of the game and the baseball community that I didn't know existed. How many of these Sandlot baseball clubs are there? Where are they?
Man, it's crazy. I should look it up, but like there's a website. If you go to Sandlot Revolution, there's someone based in Austin that kind of is almost like the historian of this grassroots movement. And there have got to be like 200 plus teams across the country. We've been very fortunate. We travel. We usually do 2 or 3 trips a year just to go have fun and connect with other people across the country playing baseball. We spend a weekend in New Orleans. We go to Austin every year. We've played in North Carolina at the Durham Bulls Stadium. We've gone to Field of Dreams twice. So in each of these communities, you see this kind of brand, this vibe of baseball popping up. And it really is more about the ethos in the community and the vibe and less about the skill level. And each team might bring different people to their team. Some communities, the age skews a little bit older, some it skews a little bit younger, but it's really special. I mean, it's just kind of blows my mind just showing up to a new city with people that I don't know, who have every single variation of a baseball experience, and somehow we can play nine innings of baseball. That's like a miracle to me. Like people are fielding the ball and throwing people out. That just blows
it. And I have noticed, Ben, you said this, Sandlot baseball, there's kind of an aesthetic. It's about the vibes. People are looking good. The design things are sharp. I mean, of course we notice that about your gear, but it's not just your gear. Everybody's like that. Tell me what developed that aesthetic or that way. I mean, I've seen, I feel like the Cap City Cobras. I've seen their hats, very unique. What kind of brings out that unique aspect of Sandlot? Where does that come from?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an interesting blank canvas. I think it really, like the seed of like the ethos really grew from the guy's name is Jack Sanders. He started the Texas Playboys in Austin. He runs and started the Long Time, and he started the Texas Playboys, I want to say almost 20 years ago. And he's an architect and a designer. So I think he had a very strong vision for what Sandlot could and should and is. And I think from that seed grew. Just, if you're going to start a team, you want a cool team name, you want a cool logo, and you want to look good.
Exactly.
And from that, and I think there really is a lot of, that's why Bruce Bolt is like really popular among the Sandlot community, because it has just such a strong design. The quality is also, I think, really important. A lot of the players are probably in their 30s, so we're at the stage of our life where I personally like really high quality stuff. Like, I want to use it over and over again. I like my certain brand of bats that will last me, each season. That's just, I love my Rawlings baseball gloves. Not batting, for the record.
Good save.
I love the heart of the hide. It's like, I just want that quality. And I want the brand story, which is why I think Bruce Bolt, when I first, I imagine my the first time seeing it was really similar. Little League and young players, like someone just shows up with a pair of the gloves in the dugout and you're like, whoa, where did you get those? Those are like the coolest thing I've ever seen. And that's how I was introduced to Bruce Bolt.
Love when it happens like that. It's just a domino effect. If one person gets them, then everybody gets them.
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of synergy here between the design aesthetic, Bruce Bolt, and the coolness and the crispness of the.
I'm really into that crispness.
I did. I thought I'd lean into it a little bit.
Lean really far into it. I kind of got scared.
The cleanness and the crispness of the Dolly's design and the apparel and all. I do have to make a request. I think
What's that?
I think I need one of those hats, Ben. I think I need one of those hats, man. The hats that you got. I think Bear. I don't know. If Bear might like. I don't know if you would like a shirt or I don't know. But there's some fire jerseys and some fire hats that I saw. I was perusing the website.
Yeah, it's definitely some cool stuff. I wouldn't say no. If there's a question of do I want a shirt or a hat, I'm not saying no. That's for sure. Do I want to rep Dolly Parton everywhere I walk? Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, that woman is a queen.
She is.
Actually, the first time I ever saw Dolly Parton was on Hannah Montana.
Wow.
When I used to watch that on Disney Channel, and I think she was like Hannah Montana, or she was like
grandma or something.
Miley's like grandma or something like that, or maybe like godmother. I think it might have been godmother.
It makes total sense.
Throwback. That's a throwback right there. Hannah Montana, great show, by the way. So now when I think of the Nashville Dollys, I think of Hannah Montana. Okay. Maybe you guys should have a Hannah Montana uniform.
Okay, done.
Put me in, coach.
You're in for that.
Yeah.
All right. I think we heard it here. If there's a Hannah Montana alternate jersey.
Yeah. That will be our City Connect.
That's the City Connect.
City Connect. And then on that hat, I mean, actually, I'm not going to tell you how to design it. I'm just the ideas guy, for Bruce Bolt, and you're the ideas guys for Nashville Dolly. We put our heads together. We got Hannah Montana night.
I think if we get a Hannah Montana alternate, I think what I'm hearing is that Bear is going to play. I think that's what I just heard.
You
Ben,
won't regret it.
Did you hear that, Ben, as well?
I heard it.
Okay.
I just added you to the roster. You should have gotten a Google Calendar invite just now.
Listen, Ben. You get me on that bump, I'm throwing 60 poo right down the middle. Might get lit up.
You're going to fit in. Not. You're going to be great.
I'll throw maybe I'll unretire the knuckleball.
That's what I'm talking about. This guy can throw a mean knuckleball, Ben. I mean, not many people know that, but.
Dude.
Well, I think the last time I threw it was sophomore year, so I don't know anymore.
Bear, you're going to fit right in. Like knuckleball, all junk, 60 miles an hour. You're going to strike a lot of guys out, I'm telling you.
That's what I like to hear. And I'm going to hit a lot of nukes. I've never hit a home run in my life. I need to hit one now.
Bro, it's time.
It's time that Bear gets out on that field, steps in the box, and launches one dead center.
Well, Bear, you need to get on an Austin Sandlot team because the long time, if you don't know this, it is about 225 feet to left field. And so the rule is if you hit a bomb, you have to bat from your other side. So it's a really fun experience out there, which is also just so Sandlot. There are all these home run rules. And like on a Saturday, we played out the long time in Austin a couple weekends ago. There were hundreds of people out. Like it was really
That's
fun.
Awesome.
Like you hit a bomb and everyone cheers. Granted, any other field, it's a lazy fly out, but at the long time.
I actually spent a lot of time in my day messing around, hitting lefty, because I'd make my sister go in the backyard and throw wiffle balls to me.
There we go.
And so that I didn't hit her, I'd swing lefty.
There we go.
And so I think, you might be looking at home runs from both sides of the plate.
I love that. Bear. I love that.
It sounds like the Nashville Dollys could really use me.
Yes.
Well, actually, I don't know about that. Let's not jump that far, but it sounds like I could be a valuable asset.
I'll say this too. Bear, he has been known to travel to Tennessee every now and again. It has happened. It has happened
more recently.
More and more recently. I think, if you just were to so happen to find yourself in Tennessee and there were a game, I'm just saying there could be something happening here. That's what I'm saying.
There, we need you on the team. You truly, please let me know when you're at Tennessee. We play every weekend. It's very fun. You will fit in. It's all about the dugout hangs. It's all about just playing some fun baseball. You're a member of the team. You're an honorary member.
I'm getting it.
Dolly's jersey. I'm not even kidding. It's happening.
That's it.
Let's go. Yeah, no, I'm like if I'm in Tennessee over a weekend and I can make it to Nashville, I'm doing it.
Exactly. This is the move. And
I mean,
and if that's going to happen, if Bear's going to be there, you're going to be playing. You're going to have the jersey. I mean, Carson, who's sitting over here in the corner and no one can see right now. Carson's got to go with his camera so that we can catch this whole thing. This is like it's like baseball history that's being made. And
Bear back on the field.
Bear back on the field. I mean, it's
With
Bruce
the
Bolt
Dollys?
history. It's baseball
Dolly.
history. And then I'll send an email to Dolly personally so that to make sure that she comes, and we'll just work out that aspect too.
Chris, you are the ecom cowboy, so I believe
We'll work it out. We'll do what we can. We'll do what we can, Ben. I just want to say that I think this is going down as one of the most productive episodes of the Bruce Bolt podcast ever. I mean, I feel like we just worked out a lot. We got a great event with Dolly Parton coming up. Bears back in baseball.
Not officially, but probably.
Maybe. Somewhat.
15%
it's an open
chance.
invitation, so that means it's official.
Okay, so that's official.
Bears back in baseball, and we've gotten a great history lesson on Sandlot baseball, shining a light on this corner of what's going on in the game that I didn't know that much about, but it's really cool and also actually jives with Bruce Bolt and our whole aesthetic and what we're doing. Appreciate you coming on, Ben.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This has been a pleasure. And
been great.
Again, we just acquired a new player. If you didn't know, like we don't, no one is paid. So I have to get really crafty in enticing new players to be on the team.
I think for Bear, it was the hat. The hat sealed the deal. The design, the jersey. I think that's
The
what
hat,
did
the
it,
shirt, the jersey, the fact that we're going to get a Hannah Montana City Connect. I mean, maybe
all
we get
sealed the
Miley Cyrus there too. I mean, if we do a Hannah Montana City Connect, Billy Ray Cyrus. I mean,
I'll send an email.
I don't know if my achy breaky heart could take it. I think I would just explode.
that was good. I saw what you did there.
I saw what you
I
did
saw
there,
what you
Ben.
did there.
I saw what you did there. That was well done. Ben, thank you for coming on, my friend. Next time, Nashville, Tennessee.
100%. Jerseys, caps on the way to both of you.
I want to make sure that we direct people to where they can find you and find the Nashville Dollys too. Make sure to tell us where we can find you, where we can get in on what y'all are doing.
Yeah, it's just NashvilleDollys.com. We're big on Instagram. We do a little bit on TikTok, but yeah, you just search Nashville Dollys, you will find us and come out to a game. They're always real fun. We usually have a DJ, sometimes have an announcer, and you're going to see some errors and it's going to be silly. You never know what's going to happen in a Sandlot baseball game. Truly, what you think is going to happen is unlikely to happen. So it's really an experience that I think you should all.
Great. Well, I'm ready to take it in from the batter's box.
Yes, you heard it here first, folks. Bruce Bolt Podcast. Appreciate you, Ben. Next time, Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Go Dollies.